Buddy, welcome to a Three Geeks conversation. I am joined again, back for the second time, which I'm so excited about. Doug and Emmy Jo, one of my favorite guests from last year. How are you guys doing today?
Well, we're fine.
We're doing
We're
great.
doing just great so far.
Yes, we're having a good time. We just got back from Burbank from the Hollywood show, and that was so much fun. It really was.
Me and Angel, we met Bob West, who's the voice of Barney in Columbus. He came to one of the Comic Cons, and I told Angel, I'm like, you got to meet the new Zoo Revue after we did that interview. So, I reached out to Danny, and we brought you guys back, which I'm super excited about. And I was listening to last year's interview we did, and you guys said you guys went to the White House. What was that experience like? Because we didn't talk about it.
Oh, it was great. We've been 2 times.
Yeah, we have. The first one was at the Easter egg roll.
Easter egg
one with Trisha Nixon, and that was very exciting. We had all the animals there, and then
and some weird Easter bunnies, I might add.
I don't remember them. But anyway, then we had an invitation to come to Mrs. Nixon's Christmas party for the children of the foreign diplomats. And so it was just over the top. It was in the East Room, and everything was decorated for Christmas, and it was a memory I don't think we'll ever forget.
I think the Marine Corps band was playing Christmas carols. Yeah. But we had a ball doing that. We really did. And the kids really responded.
You said you guys did the Easter egg hunt at the White House. Did you take some of the characters from the show and stuff with you?
With the kids, and Trisha Nixon was there.
And that was one of the first Easter egg rolls that they had. And we were the only act that Easter time. And they built a stage for us and everything. But we were like the only people there that were on TV, and not as it is now, where they have every character in the world ever created goes to that thing, So, but this one was pretty special, and the same thing with the Christmas show.
Yeah,
we were the only.
I mean, just anytime you go to the White House, even as a visitor, it just where you just take the White House tour, it's so incredibly special.
Yeah,
it's just very exciting.
It was just great.
How long did you guys have to perform for?
It was just like 45-minute show, and then we signed autographs, and both performances were no longer than an hour.
Yeah, it's been awesome because I've been seeing you guys pop up on YouTube and on television lately. You guys are on 55 years since the show?
That's something.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been 1972 it premiered, and that's do the math. It's just a lot of years.
Yeah. And a lot of what you're seeing is due to our daughter, because she's the one that a couple of years ago, I guess, she just walked in the house and said, I think that you need to come back. And I'm starting a Facebook page.
Well, because she knew that we had fans that we didn't know we had fans. And I think I told you last time that what a shock it was that people knew us and they got something out of the show. And they really... and that's still, it goes on even today with more people coming and saying that they were influenced and positively by our messages.
And it's really something when we didn't have any idea that anybody had been influenced or there was anything good in people's lives because of our show.
Yeah.
It's been so rewarding. And I don't know if we told you on the last podcast, but maybe about a year ago, you're back. Yeah, you got power back.
I'm sorry, we ran a heater to try to help keep the pipes warm and it blew the circuit. I'm so sorry.
Well, we understand.
Yeah, I was just saying that that's what we're hoping will not happen to us in the next 3 days, but we don't know. Well, whatever. Yes. But now I've lost my train of thought.
Well,
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I wanted to tell you that
I know what it is.
On the Facebook page, I've been doing some great, fun things like singing songs that I wrote 50 years ago and relearning how to play the guitar and singing those songs and kind of doing just an acoustic version of them. And so that's been really fun. And they're up on YouTube. And also, revisiting the New Zoo Master tapes, where I can recolor them and put closed caption on them it's been a lot of fun, and I just can't
I
believe that
have to
we.
check that out.
Yeah, but I just can't believe that 50 years ago I wrote all that stuff, and it's out there now today.
And one of the things I remember when we were talking about how we didn't realize the effect that the show had had on
Yeah.
anyone, maybe a year or two ago, I don't think we mentioned it on your podcast, maybe we did, but somebody just in the mail, we got this big envelope of letters that children had sent, I guess, to the production office.
Yeah.
And
Well, to the owners.
yeah, I guess somebody answered them in our names or something. I mean, well, sure wasn't us, but where did he buy those? At a garage
Some
sale?
kind of garage sale. It was a whole box that said New Zoo mail, and happened to send them to us, and we were shocked. We looked at these letters from 3 and 4 year olds,
It made
5-year-olds,
me
6-year-olds.
so sad. I will never forget. In tears, thinking these children thought they were writing to us, and we never saw these letters.
Well, and we read some of the corporate responses. Thank you for writing the new Zoo Revue. I mean, it was just so cold. So
I think
we've kind of that's why we love doing these podcasts and other things that where we can get to know people and understand what they've been through and how our show affected them.
It's really fun. That's just so fascinating to me. All the different careers that our New Zoo kids are in,
Yeah.
and they're all making a big difference in their communities. And gosh, when we were in California, one of our New Zoo kids came up, and you know what he does? He is in charge of when somebody has surgery, there's a little tray there with all the devices that the surgeon uses, and he's in charge of making sure that those are all sterile, that they're all there, that when the surgeon says, hand me this, he hands them the right thing.
I don't think he hands them. He cleans them beforehand.
Oh yeah, he's in charge of everything.
But anyway, it has been fascinating.
It was so interesting.
Yeah.
And we met a radiologist.
Yeah. Well, and this one family has been to 3 of our shows, and we've seen their daughter become an oncologist through the 3 shows, and she's now a doctor, and it's just
That's
been
amazing.
I
fascinating.
think we met them maybe first in Philadelphia, and then when we went to maybe
Boston.
Boston, they were there, the whole family. And then when we went to Chiller in New Jersey,
Yeah.
they came to announce that she's got her license, and she was there, and she's now a practicing oncologist.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. And teachers,
You guys
we have
made
lot
a
of
huge-
teachers.
You guys made a huge impact on so many lives.
Well,
I
we
didn't get
didn't
to
know that.
see the show
it's-
until going back and rewatching and researching, and it's
It's very,
amazing.
very gratifying. It really is because, the songs that I wrote all that long ago, they're still valid today. I mean, the messages I think are probably more important today than even back then. Although back then in the 70s, there was a lot of unrest back then. I mean, you guys are too young to know that, but we had a lot of unrest back then too.
So my question, people are just, I think they need that with, Mr. Rogers is gone, Captain Kangaroo, like Sesame Street is now on streaming services. That I think people are just craving that old school kind of children's programming, and that's something you guys definitely deliver on. And one of the other things, and Angel, I'll let you get to your questions in just a second, but I wanted to hear about, more about you two as a couple. Like, how'd you meet? What brought you guys together?
Well, if you want to know the story,
Yeah.
we met in Summerstock in California, and I had 2 very challenging roles with a lot of lines: Portia in The Merchant of Venice and Masha in The Three Sisters. And I would Doug was doing music for the shows, and I would go
Well, I had bit parts too.
in bit parts. But you had one that was so funny, The Prince of Aragon.
Oh yeah, that was a fun one.
But anyway, I would go into the music building and work on my lines and rehearse. But every time I went over there, I would hear this music. And so one day I went in, and there was Doug. He was just sitting at the piano playing some of his songs, not children's songs, but his grown-up songs.
Yeah, that was before kids,
Yeah.
or before the
yeah.
kids show.
And then I thought, well, isn't that interesting? And then wasn't long before I found out that he was getting up every morning at 5 or 5:30 to go play basketball. And so that sealed the deal for me because I'm from a kind of a sports-oriented family. And we just fell in love, and we actually got married in Dallas right before we filmed the pilot.
Yeah.
And we didn't even get a honeymoon. We came back immediately, like the next day, to film the pilot. And we just celebrated our 55th wedding anniversary. 3 kids and 11 grandkids later.
Yeah.
That is true. That's amazing.
And they said it wouldn't last. It was a Hollywood wedding. And
Does he still sing songs to you?
well, she has to listen to me warble occasionally.
He's going to sing one when they're done.
Yeah, we have a good time together, and Doug is always right there to help me anything I need. He definitely has a servant's heart. You know, he'll come in and he'll ask me, "What can I do for you today? What do you need?" I mean, he's just a wonderful husband. I'm grateful to God for him, and I hope we have lots more years together.
True. But I'm also constantly writing still. I mean, I've got my adult songs, I guess you call it, on iTunes and Spotify, and I have a lot of Christian songs on those platforms as well, and I just still enjoy composing.
I will definitely have to check out the music. I listen to music all day long at work, so I'm excited to see a little bit more.
He's got some great videos on YouTube. The video of your songs.
Yeah, I've done music videos on all the Christian songs, and they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool.
So I just wanted to ask, when you guys started, did you know that you guys would become the icons that the story or the show became? Or did you guys just think, oh, this is something fun to start? And
and I mean, we were excited about it, but like as we were saying, we just didn't know the impact that was so lasting. And certainly when our daughter Joanna started the Facebook page, that's when we started to kind of wake up and think, gosh, I guess there's something that's still here.
Well, the cool thing was when I created the show, 50 years ago, I wanted to do, my goal, I wanted to write Broadway musicals. And this was the closest I got by writing musicals for kids, because each show is a mini musical. If you go back and look at them, the songs further the plot, they further the development of the characters, and at the end there's a cool little song that gives a little lesson. And so it was, the whole thing was, that was our goal. We didn't want to do 1, 2, 3 or ABC because that was Sesame Street, and we wanted to tell or show kids that you can have a good relationship with your mom, your dad, your sister, brother, friends, neighbors. And so we illustrated that through examples and characterization and songs. But having done that, you don't know it to make an impact. I didn't know that the little theme song I wrote in my mom's, in my bedroom at my mom's house, was going to be sung 50 years later. It's just amazing to me.
And one of the things that we learned that we didn't know, because we didn't have kids then, we were kids ourselves. We were still in our 20s, and we just didn't realize this. But I now know that everything that is said to a young child, every experience, goes into a little computer up here in their head, and it stays there. And if it's good things that are life-giving and positive, those sorts of messages, that will come out later in their lives. On the other hand, if there are bad messages where people are telling them that they're dumb or they can't do this or they can't do that, that has a very negative effect later. And we learned that because we started, well, first of all, we had our kids, but then we hear from our new kids, and some of them very sadly have had some difficult childhoods and have told us what they were like, and that watching our show and hearing this message of kindness and love and confidence helped them grow into healthy adults. And it's been quite a lesson that all of us need to remember when we're with little children. They have these little computers and everything registers.
Oh, yeah.
We want to make sure it's messages of kindness.
Well,
Little sponges.
A lot of people ask me, well, do you have a degree in psychology? Are you a child, some kind of, counselor somewhere? But no, really, it was just instinctual from my parents, and who instilled values and traditions. And I thought, well, all kids need to have this. So I just kind of went by a title and developed that title into a show, like Greed. I wanted to tell kids, hey, be happy with what you have. Well, that didn't sit well with Mattel Toys, who were our sponsor, because, you don't want to, they said, wait a minute, we sell toys. Kids can't be happy with what they have. Anyway, but it was things like that we wanted to get across to kids, tell the truth, don't lie, and stay in school. That was another message. Just all these things that seem simple at the time, and they are simple, but they're messages that need to be told to kids today.
And manners.
Yeah.
I think that was the one where Freddie threw his roll into the soup or something.
Yes, and he got me all wet. But the cool thing is that I got to take those characters and have them be off the wall, off the charts. Like, Henrietta in that big costume. I wrote honky tonk songs for her, and here's a hippo singing honky tonk songs, and she'll throw a temper tantrum, and she'll be on the floor kicking and screaming, and Emmy Jo's trying to keep a straight face.
Couldn't do it. She's hilarious. She's so funny. Oh my goodness, that was the hardest thing for me to try to keep. I'd have to turn away, do anything not to bust out laughing, because they wouldn't give us that many takes. You just had to do it. And Henrietta, when she loses her temper, it was hilarious. If you want to see something really funny, go back and look at those old episodes.
Some of them are.
Yeah.
Like she sang a song, "Life is One Big Vacation," and we all sang along with her, or she didn't want to work, and so, and that those kind of topics were just fun to write, because I could have Charlie go off on a temper tantrum as well, or say how lonely he was when he got mad at everybody, and everybody then ignored him, But we always came back to, hey, treat each other the way you want to be treated. And that was kind of the golden rule of our show.
So what made you choose the animals you chose? Like you mentioned the hippo and there's a frog. What made you choose those particular animals?
Well, the frog I had to use because initially my mom worked at a toy store. I think I may have told you the story in Whittier, California. And the owner of the toy store had a beanbag frog. And she said, you know anybody that can help me with a kid show? I think I can get a kid show on. And my mom, being a good mom, said, yeah, my son can help. And so I met with Barbara, and she said, my only requirement is that you use this beanbag frog. Well, a beanbag can't do anything. So I brought the frog to life, gave it the name Freddie. And then I thought, well, he needs some kind of foil. How about a giraffe? Charlie was initially a giraffe, Charlie the owl. So, but that didn't work because of the set, and a giraffe in an elevator is not going to work. But I thought, well, an owl, a smart aleck owl, who knows everything can be a great foil for the innocent frog who's a little boy. And then I thought, well, we need somebody that's kind of a dainty, feminine, and somebody that can just calm things down and who cooks for everybody. And so that was Henrietta. But she had her own personality and her own things of dealing with confidence and that kind of stuff. So all the personalities, and then Emmy Jo and I, we were just
Well,
the zookeepers.
let's just talk about what your name originally was.
Oh, that's
Thankfully,
right. Yeah.
thankfully he changed it.
Yeah. What was it?
You don't remember? Xenophony Zoo.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was Xenophony Zoo and Emmy Jo. And I'm so
Yeah,
glad
that
that got changed.
Yeah, that wasn't going to work.
I think Doug is much nicer.
Yeah, and Emmy Jo, it's your real
That's
name.
my real name. So
So all those characters and their personalities, including Emily and I, worked to tell the stories. And then we were fortunate enough to have guest stars come in, and our writers were brilliant enough to have cousin Frida, who came in from the city, to upset things. And so it was just a lot of fun,
You
Are
guys
there any
mentioned. Sorry, go ahead, Angel.
I was just going to ask if there were any specific episodes or favorite or stars that you guys had come in to work with you guys that sticks out the most to this day, or any bloopers that didn't make the cut.
Well, no, we try to ignore the bloopers because one was done that we're not proud of, and we didn't know it was being done.
I think they showed it at a cast party
Yeah,
or
and
something.
it's just
I hope
very,
you haven't seen it.
it's very bad taste.
But I had a couple of the people that actually did the blooper, and showed it, have apologized. They feel badly. 50 years later, they realize that it never should have been done.
And who knew somebody was copying that?
And like on our Facebook page, if people find it and they try to post it, Joanna takes it down.
Well, yeah, it automatically is removed because we don't want, that's not our image.
Yeah.
That's
I think it was just like,
it's not who we are.
people that were working on the set or whatever, and they just were young and they were thinking, oh, this will be fun.
Oh, yeah.
I just remember sitting there thinking, I hope nobody ever sees this. And it didn't for a long time until now with social media and in the computer age.
Media back then. But anyway, to your question though, there are a lot of, mistakes, not mistakes, but Emily Jo fell in the pond one time in one episode and got all wet, and there were just some fun things with
I don't even remember that.
well, I do.
No,
You got your hair all messed up.
I'd like to see that outtake.
And we had Jim Backus. I don't know if you know who he is, Mr. Magoo. We had Henry Mancini as a guest star, and all these people just cracked me up because they were acting with a frog and a hippo and an owl, and but it was a lot of fun having those kind of guest stars. The favorite episodes are just almost every one of them. I really like Telling the Truth. That was a good one. I do like the show Greed, where Charlie sang "I Got What I Need" to a honky tonk piano. You got to go back and see that. I think you'll really like it. And Sharon, what a wonderful dancer she was.
Oh gosh, yes.
She still is.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Yes. And she was one of the original Musketeers.
yeah,
She was really a celebrity in my book.
yeah.
I was completely in awe of her when I met her on the set because I had watched her on the Mickey Mouse Club, Little Sharon.
Yeah. But they were such good dancers. I mean, we had a gazebo with stairs. I don't know if you've seen the set. And she would navigate those stairs in full costume, doing tap dances and numbers. And so would the frog, with Yanko inside the frog costume. And they were just brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to maneuver that kind of costume with the lights on the set as hot as they were.
It's
I mean,
pretty amazing.
It was pretty amazing.
You mentioned animals. Do you guys have a bunch of animals now?
We have one who's freaking out because he knows that something's going to happen in the weather, and he's our husky. He's on the floor. He's settled down and he's sound asleep. And then we have a semi-blind rescue donkey up in the barn. He's blind in one eye, but he can see out of the other one just fine. And then we've got two barn cats. And we've got heated water up there. I think I put out, just a ton of hay for Simba, our donkey. Yeah. And then we've got lots of blankets, and we've got actually heated water bowls for the cats. So we just pray that they're okay and make it through just like you all do.
So what have you guys been up to over the last year?
Well, I've been working on new kid shows. Maybe I mentioned those last time. Did I?
I don't remember. I did rewatch the interview, but I think I might have missed that if you did.
Okay. Well, I'm working on two new kid shows. One is called Knights of IT, Guardians of the Digital Realm, and it's dealing with how kids can navigate the internet safely. Mm-hmm. And it has kind of the same feel as New Zoo, but it's much more modern and combination animation, live action, with songs that further the plot, and it's really a pretty fun show.
And it's very needed.
Yeah.
Because we watched our three children, because we didn't have to deal with this when our kids were young, but we've watched them with our grandchildren navigate the phone and the internet, and it's very, very difficult. Yeah. And can get really scary. And they've done a good job of it, but we feel like we've heard from a lot of our New Zoo kids that they are struggling with this. So I think it's a show that needs to happen. Yeah. So we're that's in development right now, and we've got a cool website called knightsofit.com, and it's got songs on there and a whole kind of presentation of what an episode would be like. Mm-hmm. But it's hard to get things on the air nowadays because there's no on the air like it used to be, because everything is either streaming or, privately funded. And mm-hmm. But I'm also working on another show called Safari Town with my son, and that has animals that talk and sing, but it's all animated, and that too is a fun show, again with messages that kids need today. So. We're having fun. Just keep developing stuff.
Well, you kind of answered my last question, which was going to be: is there ever any talk of doing the new Zoo Revue as an animated series now? But it sounds like Safari is kind of going to be that.
Yeah, Safari Town can be that, but also we are looking into, bringing New Zoo back in some form. Animated would be really good. On our Facebook page. I had a friend of mine who's a big New Zoo fan. He did the opening theme song as animation. And if you go back and look at that, it's just a lot of fun. He really did a great job. I think captured the essence of that theme song.
Guys, thank you so much for the time again. I absolutely adore you guys, and I hope to check in with you guys again in the near future. Where can everybody find you guys online, or the New Zoo Revue online?
Yes, we have our website, thenewzoorevue.com, and that has links to everything. We have a YouTube channel. They can see episodes on Prime Ticket that are recolored and remastered. And iTunes and Spotify has 3 albums of my New Zoo songs. And so all of that is kind of fun because I do shorts for YouTube, just little clips, 2 minutes songs. And the website has links to our store. Yes. And on my newsletter, I do a monthly newsletter, and that's all on the website. Yeah, her newsletter is great. It's good. We have our Facebook page. Oh yeah, don't forget that. That started it all. And we're on all of the other platforms, X and Instagram and all that.
Awesome. I'll put the links, everybody, down below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.